Bird Screen Printing, downtown Lafayette beside the Birds Memorial Bridge. Their phone number is 562-3044, 562-3044. For anything that you need, folks, as far as your screen printing, your shirts, your hats, it doesn't really matter. Call them. Thank you for calling Just Sports. You on the air.
Hi, Dan.
How are you?
Not doing too good.
Not doing too good. Let me ask you a question. Do you have Channel 12?
No, I'm not doing now. I don't.
You don't?
I used to have, but I don't now. I don't got it now.
How do you listen to us tonight? Do you listen to us
On
on?
the radio.
Oh, on the radio. Great, because Coach Price is going to be calling in here in just a few minutes.
Oh, so I'm not doing too good.
Tell him you're not doing too good.
No.
Okay. What's wrong with you?
Bill, can you pick the single up on the phone?
Can I what?
Pick up the receiver.
I can't right now, because if I do, I'll cut you off.
Oh, Bill, I got to tell you something. I don't want nobody to hear it on the
Well,
radio.
then don't tell me, okay? Because everybody will hear it.
Yeah, because I don't want nobody to know nothing yet.
I understand completely. Well, I'll pray for you. How's that?
That's good, I do. I need it very real bad.
Okay. Well, we can do that. Now, let me ask you a question before Coach Price calls in. He's going to be calling in just a minute, so you need to make sure you're listening.
Okay.
Who's your favorite team?
So, every team I got is never best Cougars.
Yes,
So,
absolutely. We'll talk to you next Tuesday night, okay?
okay.
All right. You have a good night.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bless her heart. Also, we've got D&J Auto and Fab Shop, 131 Butter and Egg Road, Jacksboro, Tennessee. That's 131 Butter and Egg Road, Jacksboro, Tennessee. Donnie Jones and Russell Daugherty. Phone numbers are 865. Of course, both of these numbers are 865. Write them down, folks, if you need anything done to your car, automobile repair, whatever the case may be. It's 865-466-7716. That's 466-7716 or 865-617-3457. 865-617-3457. That's D&J Auto and Fab Shop. Import, domestic, and light diesel, welding, fab, and repair.
I actually know who this is, and I sent one of my customers down there, and he put a brand new motor in the guy's truck.
Really?
Found the motor, reasonable price, put it in there. The truck was down there 2 days.
Wow.
He was happy as could be.
See there? Miracles do happen, folks. Hey, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Of course, the big win for WLAF. Last Thursday night, the
Go
orange
Orange.
team beat the blue team by a score of 25-17. But let me tell you what Coach Price and the coaching staff done to myself and Jason James.
Uh-oh.
Had I known that they was going to have us to do this,
You have yourself a friendly competition.
we did.
Uh-oh.
Between Jason James and myself, we had a friendly competition. Have you ever seen the bat spin? Where
Yeah,
you
you-
take a bat and you put your head on it, you go around it 10 times, and then you try to
And then
stand
you're all
up.
dizzy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that really works, by the way. I did that last Thursday night, and I could not stand up.
Did you fall?
Did I fall?
Did you fall?
I brought the new meaning to the word fall.
Oh, and I missed it.
Yes,
Is
you did.
is this on video somewhere?
I don't know if it's on video.
We
or
gotta
not,
find
just
it.
To be honest.
We have to find
But
that.
here's the situation. We had to spin 10 times around that bat and then walk up and pick a football up and punt it, kick it.
Wow.
Well, Jason James kicked it about 2 yards and I kicked it about 30
Backwards?
forwards.
Okay.
So I won that competition.
All
We
right.
got 3 points, and the orange team beat the blue team by a score of 25-17. And I was never so tickled in my life because it was, like I said, WLAF against WTNQ. And of course, as always, WLAF come out on top.
Here we go.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about,
That's
right?
all he is.
We're going to talk about some Cougar sports, the blue and orange game. We're going to have Coach Price calling in here in just a few minutes. But first and foremost, before he calls in, we've got soccer camp. It's June 8th through 11th. This is the Campbell County Youth Soccer Camp, June 8th through June 11th, from 9 in the morning till 11, not at night, but in the morning. So it's 2 hours. 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th for 4 days, ages 4 to 14. It is $50 per player. Now, this is going to be a good camp.
Who's the guy that's over it?
I don't know who the guy's over it. I don't have that information. I just
Okay.
know the dates, the times, and how much it is. Pre-registration is May 30th and June 6th. You can either go on Facebook at Campbell County Youth Soccer and private message them, or I'm going to give you a phone number that you can text them. The phone number to text these fine folks over the soccer camp is 423-912-2178, and I'll repeat that, 423-912-2178. So make sure you go down, and that's June 7th and 8th, the soccer camp, CCYS, Campbell County Youth Soccer, June 8th through the 11th, 9 to 11 a.m., ages 4 to 14, $50 per person, per player, which is the same thing. And they'll also receive a shirt to go with that as well. And that phone number again is 423-912-2178. When I was a kid growing up, we didn't have a lot of, matter of fact, we didn't have soccer at all. Did
We
you?
didn't- No. Didn't.
How old are you?
33.
So you didn't have soccer when you was young.
No.
See, so the soccer has just came on the scene over the last 10 years, maybe? Would it be 10 years?
I wouldn't say 10.
Really?
Maybe. I mean,
I
well,
figured-
maybe.
I figured
It'd be
it'd be about
somewhere around
10
there, yeah.
years.
Yeah, because I remember refereeing some.
I thought, how do you referee soccer? Do you ever give
You
out
got
the
to know
red
the
card?
rules? No, not in youth soccer.
Really?
Yeah, you just blow your whistle and try to get them to stop. Some of them kids
Can't
don't know
touch
what the whistle
it.
is.
Can't touch it with your hands, right?
Right.
And you can't be offsides.
Well, and a lot of young kids now, it's the point of kicking it out of bounds because they don't know you got them out of bounds lines and they don't know how far you're going to kick the ball or whatever. And some of them kids don't have control, so
Right.
that's what you're calling most of the time in youth sports is out of bounds.
Wow. See, I personally did not play soccer.
No, I didn't either.
I like to watch it when it's the World Cup and USA's playing.
I don't even
It's
watch
about, it's about the only time that I will watch it. So, I don't know.
it. Soccer's like hockey. I can't watch it.
Really?
I could probably
I can-
go watch it.
I can watch
live.
hockey. I'm a diehard Detroit Red Wings fan.
Mhm.
I can watch hockey.
That's the team that I would go for if I was going for it. I grew up.
Red
with-
Wings?
I grew up with some Detroit people that live close to me,
Yeah.
and that they're Detroit from all out. So Red Wings, Tigers, and Michigan.
I've got a couple of Detroit jerseys. McCarty got another one. Don't remember his name. But I also have an official hockey stick from the Detroit Red Wings. It got broken, and an off-ice official got the stick, put it back together, taped it, and gave it to my mother
Oh,
before she passed away, and she gave it to me. It's Joey Koser. And Joey Koser, of course, works in the front office for the Detroit Red Wings, so I still have the stick. Got some hockey pucks and things like that.
am I saying the guy's name right when I say Brett Hall?
Yes.
Brett
Played
Hall.
for St. Louis Blues.
Did he from Detroit though?
I don't know where he's from,
Uh,
but we never did like him.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
That's like that's like the guy from Chicago Blackhawks. Hello, Coach. How are you, brother?
Doing great, Lance. How about the Phillies being undefeated?
It feels really good. But you know what? I got to thinking about this, Coach. Even though with that victory, I got to thinking about that little trick that you all pulled on me and Jason James. That was good. That was.
I know. We'd actually talked about it as staff, like, well, if we ask them to do it, they may back out. So we'll just put them on the spot and they can't tell us no.
Exactly.
There we
and
go.
that was great. That was really good. But let me ask
Also,
you.
I didn't realize you could put it that hard.
Well,
Falling over.
yeah. Could you imagine what I could do if I wasn't falling over?
I know. We signed you up.
Yes, sir. I guess my question, after seeing the blue and orange game on one sideline, the quarterbacks, I've seen a couple of interceptions from Josh Lay, seen one from Zach Rutherford, but that's nothing to really be worried about, is it, Coach, right now at this particular time?
It's not, I think, our focus in the spring was more individual improvement as far as technique and stuff, and even some of the picks that Josh threw, I felt like he was threw the ball fairly well. It was just more of a decision-making process that we got to improve on, and that's kind of what the summer's for is, taking what they did in the spring and then kind of shifting our offense towards what they do well. So it's nothing we're too concerned on. It's plays that Josh knew exactly what he messed up on, and you just got to eliminate those, though.
I know that there was a couple of times, like you said, that on those interceptions, I thought he made a bad decision as well. But I'm just a guy that reports for a radio station, and I didn't think that you saw it the same way. But you know those players a lot better than I do. And I got a question to ask you. Who's that big number 8 for the Orange team? They call him Mac, the running back.
Hayden McIntosh. He's a guy we're very excited about. He went to middle school in Lake City and, came to Campbell County. Just was probably our most improved player over spring practice. When you look at just overall performance, just the strength and the knowledge of the game, it improved so much for McIntosh. And so we're excited about what he can bring to us running back and on defense.
I know he played extremely well when he got the ball. There was a couple of times that I heard the coaches tell him that he needed to cut it back in. Outside of that, he played a really strong game. As far as the defense, I was very impressed with the defense on both sides of the ball, just to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, I agree. We're just such the mentality of our team right now is just being that physical and toughness and kind of almost nasty the way that they play football, and that's something we've kind of been wanting to build towards, and those things take longer than a lot of times this technique does because it's a whole mindset. And we got a guy, Austin Raines, Elijah Powell, Big Mike, some of these guys that are really leading our program with the mindset.
I know that on both of these defenses, even on the Orange team, Big Mike Rhodes was on the Orange team, and I know that you've had some players on the blue team. Austin Raines was on the blue team. But both of these defenses played so well. I can't imagine what it's going to be like when you take both of those kids or both of those teams and make one defense, not to mention everybody that you're going to have to be able to substitute and really not lose anything.
Yeah, our depth is going to be huge for us this season. In the past, we've played basically 4 wide receivers and 4 DBs the whole game. I mean, just 4 guys on both sides, and that's something that we're blessed this year. We feel like we got 6 or 7 guys, skill positions, and maybe even more. And then lineman wise, we're looking at 8 or 10 guys we feel confident in playing because even in the spring game, all the talent the guys we had playing is that's not including Peyton Webb, who's our most experienced lineman, and then Seth Roberts, who's our most experienced outside of bunch, our skill guy. So you add those 2 guys into the mix, and we're very excited about the possibility that we got a long way to go to find our identity as a team and areas to improve in. But once you get all the pieces together, I think it's there. We just got to keep improving every single day.
I know that there's been some buzz around town that people has been making comments that they feel like that this offensive team, once you get it ironed out as far as who's going to be the quarterback, whether it be a 2-quarterback system or a single quarterback system, but they feel really confident that this offensive team that will be coming up in 2015 is going to be much better than the team was last year. Does that mean anything as far as to maybe more skill set positions, like more running backs, or I know it's hard to say more wide receivers because you had a bunch last year that could really catch the ball, could really make some plays after the catch. But does that surprise you that you've got some folks talking about that this early?
It is. I think every year is different. The athletes that you have, even if they've kind of played here before, everybody's just different. So you kind of start fresh every year, and that's what's so exciting about high school football, and to watch these guys develop and mature into good football players. But the thing that we've been able to accomplish the last 2 years with Jeffers, Torres, and Elkins is, obviously those guys have big shoes to fill. I think they scored 850 points in the last 24 games, and it's just, you're talking about a group of guys that were experienced and were so dynamic in what they could areas, dude. I think the talent and abilities that we have coming up can match that. You know, especially with the depth that we have. I think that's going to help us as we go forward. You know, these guys may not have to play every single snap, both sides of the ball and on special teams. And that when we have a guy fresh and he catches 5 balls, you know, hopefully that they can make more things happen when they get them.
I know with Seth Roberts, he didn't play in the blue and orange game because of his shoulder injury. Is that correct?
Yes, he's still, he probably could have played if this had been a real game, but we decided to keep him non-contact till August.
Will he be one of your wide receivers going into August?
Yeah, he's probably going to be one of our slot receivers, kind of where either Elkins or Torres played last year.
As far as your running backs, how many running backs? I know you got Jacob Bunch, you got McIntosh, not to mention the couple of other kids that I seen run the ball that I had no clue what their name is. But do you look for that to be a strength for you this year as well, much more than what it was last year?
Yeah, I know Coach Barry is excited about the top 4 upperclassmen we have in Bunch, McIntosh, Patrick Strunk, and Austin Raines. All 4 of those guys are, you know, juniors or seniors. They're physical football players. They're physical runners. So, you know, you can add all those guys to the mix, which will allow Bunch to kind of play receiver and running back for us. And then also a couple of young kids, especially Christian England, number 21, who had some big runs in our scrimmage versus Powell. A guy who's going to be a sophomore caught Coach Barry's eye too. So, you know, you got 5 or 6 guys in the mix at tailback with. Again, you talked last couple of years, we've had Paul Portal really for the last 3 years and no, you know, experience backup at all. So that depth, I think, is going to come up huge for us, you know, as the season goes on.
As far as the overall grade for the blue and orange game, I'm going to put you on the spot here. I know where I think I would grade us just as a media on the outside looking in, but you're on the inside, Coach. What's your final grade? What is there a grade that you would put on the team as far as the blue and orange game and how they prepared and how they worked?
Yeah, I think, you know, the goal for me in the blue and orange game was not to get anybody injured, and we didn't have any injury kind of game that, you know, guys couldn't recover from over a couple of days. So that was our main focus. With that mindset, so we kind of held back a little bit on certain play calls. So, you know, but I felt like the things that we were asking our kids to do, I thought they did pretty well. I thought their effort, you know, was a B plus type. You know, I feel like our effort's been what did all spring, even our scrimmage against Powell the Thursday before. But, you know, I think overall, just offensively right now, we're very inconsistent. So, you know, you're talking about probably a C plus, or, you know, if you're looking at a grade, and not that they're playing C plus, it's just their timing and their decision making, even up front on the offensive line. Their effort's great, but they may be blocking the wrong guy. So, you know, those are things that once we get those ironed out, which you can, and they're easy to fix, is, you know, obviously we'll improve, but, you know, the execution part at a high level that we like to see our guys do just isn't there yet. We've seen flashes, but just being consistent with it.
One last comment, Coach, and I'll let you go so you can enjoy that young man you've got there at home and your wonderful wife. But there's something about the number 7. And the reason why I say that is because that kid carries himself a lot like a Nick Bailey. I mean, a lot like Nick Bailey. Do you feel like that he maybe favors Nick Bailey in the way that he plays and the way that he carries himself?
Yeah, no doubt about it. You know, Austin, as a sophomore, he was number 18, and he was able to play next to Nick for 12 games, and was just a sponge of watching him work, the way he played, and the way he prepared, and also the way he held his other teammates accountable. And I think Austin's really taken on that role this year. You know, last year with Jeffers, some of those guys, seniors, it was kind of their team. And Austin Raines this year, his body's just transformed. You know, he's gotten older, and he's slimmed down some. He's gotten a lot more explosive, and I think very similar about build and everything to Nick Bailey. And, you know, Nick Bailey set a high standard for us, and I think Austin Raines definitely got the ability to live up to that.
Well, Coach, we certainly appreciate it. And by the way, one other thing before you go. that trick play that the blue team ran against us and they scored on, that was a clip. That was a clip.
That's okay. Hey, you have to take that up at Brent Field. I think Parker, I think somebody had it paid off.
He must have. But Coach, I really appreciate you tuning in to us and calling into the show. And what does the schedule look like for the rest of the summer as far as the next couple of weeks?
We got our youth camp coming up Monday and Tuesday of next week. It's 6 to 9 o'clock. And then month of June is just all about preparation mentally and physically, practice time, working on those things we just talked about. And then we'll take our dead period the last week of June and the first week of July. And then July 6th, I believe, is our first day back. And it's we start our 7-on-7s. And before you know, too long, we'll be in full pad. So that's kind of a brief summary of what we got going on. But we're excited about what we can do and the things that we can fit. We think we can get those fit.
So next Monday and Tuesday is the camp for all the young kids to come up to the high school, and they start at 6 o'clock till 9 o'clock at night. And that's Monday and Tuesday only?
Yes, just Monday and Tuesday it's $30. We'll have the registration forms at the field.
Okay.
Just report to the game field, and we'll get everything. We're excited about our relationship. Little League programs just continues to improve every year. And it's all about us just getting to know these kids and helping get them kind of on the right start. So they can work all summer on these techniques and things that we teach them over those 2 days.
Yeah. One other thing, you're going to have a golf tournament. Do you know when the golf tournament is? Right off the top of your head?
It's either July 15th or 16th. It's on a Wednesday. I think it's the 15th. And it's at 1 o'clock on a Wednesday at Deerfield. And it's $320 per team. $50 for a host sponsor. You guys can, get a hold of me and or anybody or
17th.
We'll get you the information to that. It's just something that we
17th.
enjoy it every year. Just go out and have a good time and talk a little ball and shoot some bogeys and double bogeys.
Okay. Sounds good to me, Coach. I really appreciate your time tonight.
Thanks, Coach.
I'll let say, don't. If we keep in the spring game, you can't be coming after my job in a couple of years.
Oh, no. You don't, no worries there, Coach. No worries.
All right, Les. I appreciate what y'all do.
All right. See you, buddy.
Thank you.
See you, buddy. Bye.
Bye. Coach Price of the Cabell County Cougars, of course, you're saying the 17th.
Yeah, that's a Wednesday. He said Wednesday, so.
Okay. He said 15th or 16th on a Wednesday. You say the 17th, which is on a Wednesday. I think that's just probably about right. My Cubs was losing by a score of 2-1, which really stinks. What are you laughing for?
Your Cubs are losing.
Yeah. They lost last night, too, by a score of 2-1 as well. Anyway, getting back to the blue and orange game, what I would say as far as a grade is right about where Coach Price, I would say more like a B or B minus. I've seen some things just from a reporter now on the outside looking in. I don't know how the play was designed to go, but on some of the plays that I've seen, it was one of those situations to where I would probably give him a B or B minus.
I had to miss it. I wanted to come, but I couldn't make it.
Well, it's a good thing that you didn't because you'd still be laughing.
I would be. I want to see if somebody's got that on film.
I'm sure David.
I'm gonna have to post that on Facebook.
David Graham has got that on film.
That's somebody I'm
You know
gonna
how
have
to
to
get
call.
on with David Graham?
Yes, I do.
I'd say David Graham has probably got that on video, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, Justin Boland, folks, from Jellicoe High School. I'm going to tell you something. This young man is remarkable.
He is.
He is an absolute player, Class A young man. To the best of my knowledge and everybody else's, hasn't been in trouble, carries himself extremely well. And once we come after a break, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this guy. But he went and signed with the University of Virginia at Wise, which is a Division II school.
Yep.
And that's saying something coming from a little town of Jellicoe.
Yes.
Guy, have you ever seen him play?
Oh yeah. Yes, I have.
He's an A1 baller, isn't he?
He is fast as can be. We had a tournament up here at Campbell County, Scott County, Campbell County, Jellicoe, and I might have been Bearden or Farragut, whichever one it was.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter what game that he was playing in. One-on-one, there wasn't nobody up there that could catch the kid off the step. If he had one step on you, he was gone. And some of the passes that he made was unbelievable. I mean, he would just throw a pass and, you didn't even see it coming. he's gonna be good.
Well, I'll tell you how
He'll
many
improve.
assists that he has, which is an all-time state record, by the way. I'll also tell you how many points that this young man has scored when we come back after the break. You're watching Just Sports on WLF Sports Network.
Listen up, Cougar fans, wherever you are. Birch Screen Printing in the heart of La Follette next to Big Creek is the place to go for all things Cougar. T-shirts, caps, jackets, and much more. If it's Cougars, it's at Birch Screen Printing, 423-562-3044. Need T-shirts or caps or polos for your business, special event, or church function? Birch is the business to call. Lettering, screen printing, and especially for all things Cougar. Birch Screen Printing in the heart of La Follette.
Now, talk a little bit about the personal trainers. How good are they down here?
They're very great. We love Howard. He's very good with people. He always has people in here. He's working with them really well. They're seeing results. He's one of the best that we have, I would say.
So now, would you guys recommend your friends to come to Castleton's as opposed?
Absolutely. We got a lot of friends who actually have started coming here, and I would recommend this gym for any other gym in the fall.
Families work out nowadays. Is this a good family?
Yes, it's very family oriented. They have places for the kids to play in the back if they're coming in while the parents are working out.
Right.
And it's very family oriented. There's things for everyone to do, really.
Hi, I'm Linda Kilgore. This is my 35th year with State Farm, my 25th year here in Campbell County. I'm not a high-pressure salesman. I like to just sit down with my customers and help them decide what's right for them. Thank you, and I hope to see you soon.
Folks, this is Robert again from your Sears hometown store. If you're having trouble tossing and turning in bed or having a backache or your partner wakes you up when they come to bed, we can solve your problem with our Sealy Posturepedic mattresses or other name brand mattresses at your Sears hometown store. So come on down to your Sears hometown store and get some rest for your eyeballs with one of our Sealy or other fine mattresses.
Just look for the parking lot full of cars. Yep, that's Charlie's Pizza.
Hey, this is Joey Fortin out the world famous Charlie's Pizza. Come down and see us.
First dates, riding with friends, celebrations, a break from work, whatever your excuse for stopping by Charlie's Pizza, everyone understands. Because we all love Charlie's for pizza, pasta, sandwiches, salads, and lots more. What's your favorite Charlie's Pizza specialty? What's your favorite Charlie's Pizza memory? It's the worst kept secret around. It's Charlie's Pizza in Jacksboro. See you there.
Welcome back to the Tuesday night edition of Just Sports. My name is Les Martin, along with Matt Bowens. We certainly appreciate you taking an hour out of your day to join us for everything that WLAF does in the community, and Coach Price, Coach Housley, allowing us to be just a small part of it. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
You're having a good time too, aren't you?
Oh, blast.
All right. Folks, I want to tell you one other sponsor real quick before we get on with the show. D&J Auto and Fab Shop, import, domestic, and light diesel, welding, fab, and repair. Donnie Jones and Russell Daugherty. Here's their phone numbers, 865-466-7716. That's 466-7716. That's area code 865. Also 865-617-3457. 865-617-3457. So make sure you call those folks if you need any kind of auto repair completed. They do fantastic work.
They do.
Great bunch of people too.
Yeah, it's easy to
The guys are good.
It's easy to get to.
Justin Boland. We talked briefly about Justin Boland at Jellicoe High School just a tad before going to break. This guy has got signed a Division II scholarship with University of Virginia Wise. He has 905 assists. That's an all-state record.
Yeah.
Now, not only does he dish the ball extremely well and almost had 1,000 assists, he had 905. Excuse me. He also had 1,897 points. We see some of these kids at Campbell County High School get a ball for 1,000 points and so on. So
yeah, and that's most time maybe in their senior year.
Right, and that's a great accomplishment. I'm not knocking that.
Mm-hmm.
But this kid gets 1,897 points, and I know you're going to say, well, it's a different competition. No, not really, it's not. It may be not as stiff as the District 5 game, But for the division that they're in, playing in a division school that's in the same division that they are in, or same district, it is still pretty tough.
Yeah.
But he scored 897 points and had 905 assists, which is the 905 assists is an all-state record for the state of Tennessee. So congratulations to Justin Boland from Jellicoe High School. Also, I got a text from Coach Housley. He's going to have open gym every Monday until the 25th, until the 25th of May, which is just yesterday. But he had upperclassmen tryouts from 6 until 7:30 p.m. Now, today he had practice from 5 to 7. He'll have practice from 3:30 to 5 tomorrow. Practice 6 to 8 on Thursday. And they'll have a scrimmage from 6 until 7:30 on the 29th. And I don't know who they're going to scrimmage, maybe each other, but he wants everybody, he wants to encourage everybody to come out and watch any of the practices during May 26th through 28th and come watch the scrimmage May 29th. Now, June is their busy month. They got freshman tryouts on Monday, June the 1st, varsity practice the 2nd, 3rd, then they have William Blunt Camp, junior varsity and varsity on Thursday, June the 4th. They have JV play day at Campbell County High School, Georgetown Camp, junior varsity play day at Campbell County High School on Friday the 5th. So they have a ton of stuff going on, and I've got a schedule for the rest of the month. But that's just to get you in on the loop on the last couple of things that they're going to be doing. Now, here's some other things that we're going to talk about. Campbell County Youth Soccer. Let me say this one more time before we get on to other sports. Campbell County Youth Soccer Camp, June 8th through the 11th. That's 4 days, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th, from 9 in the morning till 11 in the morning. That's 2 hours per day. So that's 8 hours of soccer camp, ages 4 to 14. It's $50 per player. It is May 30th and June 6th is the pre-registration. You can either jump on Facebook and go to Campbell County Youth Soccer and private message them, or I'm going to give you a phone number to where you can text them. It's 423-912-2178. If y'all would like to call in, it's been a little quiet on the phone. We've had Coach Price on this first part of the half hour. But if y'all would like to call in, the phone number is 423-566-1450 or 423-562-3557. So with that being said, how about some of the SEC toughest road games? Who is somebody, toughest road schedule games that you think that's...
They go and play?
Yes. Who would you say? Right? I mean, just guessing. I'm putting you on the spot here. Don't say Florida.
I don't know, not now. I'd say back in their tough days, yeah.
Okay.
Because of the environment. Now, and I hate to say it because I hate this team, Ohio State.
I'm talking about SEC.
Oh, just LSU, Alabama.
That's the toughest road schedules. Alabama is number 1 in the toughest road schedule.
I'd say Arkansas, Ole Miss.
Okay.
Because of where I went to an Ole Miss game. It gets loud in that little stadium.
Well, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 7. I'm sorry, 4 out of 6. You left off Auburn, which is number 6, South Carolina, which is number 4, and one of South Carolina's opponents listed is the University of Tennessee. They're included in that 4th overall SEC toughest road schedule for South Carolina. Now, here's Auburn plays. They possibly can play a ranked team, 3 ranked teams. LSU possibly play 3 ranked teams. South Carolina, same. Ole Miss, the same. Arkansas and Alabama could possibly, on the road during 2015, could play 4 ranked teams. And Tennessee, again, showing up on Arkansas' schedule as far as one of those that they'll have to play.
Arkansas, a lot of people wouldn't think that would be a hard one, but they got some good fans.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I'm gonna SEC toughest road, SEC's Southeastern Conference's toughest road environments. Now, here's the deal. This is from Bleacher Report, and let me see here. Let me just go to the article. This is the power rankings of 5 toughest SEC football road environments.
LSU, of course. I mean, just because they're in Death Valley. Road environments.
Yeah.
Tennessee's got to be in there.
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
So I'll tell you what. Vanderbilt is number 14.
Okay.
Commonwealth Stadium of Kentucky is number 13. Davis Wade Stadium for Mississippi State is not a tough place to play. You would think after Mississippi State had a
Good year.
last year, you would think that they got some kind of clout with that, but they're 12th overall. Farrott Field of Missouri is not a tough place to play. It's only 11 on our list. The Donald Reynolds Razorback Stadium in Arkansas, although I think that's going to be different this year because Arkansas is going to be a much better team than what they were last year. And they was pretty, I mean, even though they didn't have as many Southeastern Conference wins as they would have liked, it's one of those situations to where Arkansas will be a tough place to play, but on the list for Bleacher Report, they're number 10. Vaught Hemingway Stadium, Ole Miss. Sanford Stadium in Georgia, which they're number 8. Williams-Brice Stadium, South Carolina is number 7. Kyle Field, Texas A&M is number 6. I find that hard to believe. Number 5 is Jordan-Hare Stadium of Auburn. That's a pretty tough place. And Neyland Stadium, they're number 4. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. I mean, Tennessee's got some dedicated fans. I mean, their environment to go in there. I mean, I know I'm not the biggest Tennessee fan, but I've went to many Tennessee games and it gets loud.
Sure.
It gets loud.
Ben Hill Griffith Stadium, Florida is number 3. I think that's
I've talked to 4 different people that's been to a Florida game, but I've also heard that Florida's stadium is one of the nastiest stadiums.
Really?
Yeah. So their fans don't appreciate it.
Apparently not. Bryant-Denny Stadium is number 2. And number 1, of course, is Death Valley LSU Tigers. Tiger Stadium in Death Valley is the toughest place to play in the Southeastern Conference. Now, the Vols' running game, of course, is going to be much better than what it was last year when we've got some kids like Alvin Kamara and Jalen Hurd. Last year, we ranked 13th in running, which is very bad. But when you have Alvin Kamara and Jalen Hurd, that's going to be different. I mean,
I think Hurd is going to be one of those kids that a lot of people's going to underestimate, and he's just going to run them over.
He's an unbelievable talent who brings a dynamic aspect to the offense, and that is unmatchable. Kamara is a powerful back who uses both speed and the truck stick button to get to the second level. But if one of them gets hurt, especially with the O-line that is still improving and no proven players behind them, that could spell major trouble. And I agree with that. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, you never know what the O-line's going to do, so.
I think Jalen Hurd will have a breakout year this year.
I do too.
As long as the offensive line, I mean, let's face it, we've got a young offensive line. But as long as they can step up and give these guys some running lanes, I think Jalen Hurd and Alvin Kamara. My question is how much do you give the ball to Jalen Hurd and how much do you give the ball to Alvin Kamara?
Yeah, I mean, the 2 running back system in college football is about gone. You have to depend on one more than the other.
Also, middle linebacker. We talked about the middle linebacker spot before on the show. Everybody's wanting Dylan Bates to trot out as a starter on September the 5th. But right now, Kenny Bynum is the other linebacker in the 4-2-5 that knows the calls, took most of the first team reps in spring practice, and is an extremely intelligent football player. But fall camp is a whole different stage, of course, and it wouldn't surprise me if Dylan Bates trotted out as a starter in Nashville on September the 5th because Dylan Bates is also a very intelligent young man. Last year, he got a medical redshirt because of a shoulder injury, so he's not a true freshman. He's a redshirt freshman. This year, he'll have plenty of time to step into that position, but as long as he's healthy, I look for Dylan Bates to play a lot in this 4-2-5 defense for the University of Tennessee Vols, and not only play a lot, but quite possibly start.
I don't know if that the shoulder injury. I guess it's healed, and you know,
Yes.
he's doing good and everything. If that's one of those things that it's gonna come back and haunt him, you know. Some people, I know, we ain't talking about it, but like when fighters and they break a hand, you know, they're afraid to punch, you know, to see if
Right.
their hand's gonna be there. Oh, shoulder injury. I mean, afraid to hit somebody really hard to mess up your shoulder again.
Right, I agree with that, and it's one of those situations to where you don't know.
Well, I mean, in practice, I mean, you're not hitting them like you would really hit a
in the
player
game.
coming off the field. Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with that. That's got to be you, not me.
yeah, it's me.
All right, Athlon's 2015 preseason top 25 pro poll, and we'll get to your NBA stuff
Oh,
here
you're
in just
fine,
a second
you're fine.
because I know you're dying. You're chomping at the bit. to
No,
talk Golden State.
I'm kind of embarrassed by them. So,
Really?
well, I got blew out the other night.
Last night
Yeah,
they got beat.
badly.
But here's the situation: Steph Curry went down.
Yeah,
He didn't come back in the game,
yeah, he did.
did he?
Oh yeah, he come back in late third quarter, like 7 minutes ago. Something like
So he came back. See, I didn't
that.
get.
They
to see
brought it
that
within
part.
like 10, I think, but ended up losing by maybe 15 or so.
So you picked Golden State to beat Houston in 4.
I said 5.
You said 5. I
Yeah.
thought you said 6.
I might have said 6, but
Okay,
I think
I
they
said-
got.
go ahead.
I think they got that. So, but I did not predict Cleveland to do what they're doing to Atlanta.
Well, I did.
Yeah.
I predicted them to go 4
You did.
games, and right now the score is 59-42 at halftime. Cleveland is all over hot Atlanta. Atlanta, outside the fact of Golden State, was one of the best records in the NBA. One of the best. What's happened to them in the postseason?
Well, they have injuries. Kyle Korver's out. Damari
Kyle
Coward.
Korver wasn't out until just the other day. Couple
He did
games
not
ago.
play. Yeah, but still, I mean, that takes effect. You got the Carroll that injured himself and is playing through injury, so he's not the complete, you know, deal. Al Horford got threw out for a bogus technical call.
You think that was bogus?
Oh my goodness! If that guy's gonna put his butt in your knee, I mean, I know he received a technical too, but still, you can't. That was not.
Was it his fault that he got a technical?
You talking about Horford?
Yeah.
He landed on him. Okay, I landed on top of the kid. It should have been just a, you know, flagrant 1, if anything, not a flagrant 2.
Okay, but Howard,
He should have been tossed.
he
Backslapped.
right, but he can't play the next game
Yeah,
because
he did not get suspended.
Yeah, he did. I seen it on the. I seen it on the
promise
show.
you he did not
Okay,
get
look it up. I seen it on ESPN before I left. The flagrant 1, he got suspended for the next game.
No, they did not suspend him.
Really?
Yeah, they did not suspend him.
Horford didn't get suspended either.
No. That just proves to the referee that, or the guys that actually go back and look at all that stuff, saying, okay,
Howard avoids Game 5 suspension after review.
yeah.
So
So it just tells you they shouldn't even call the.
they shouldn't even call the flagrant 1.
Yeah, I mean, they should have called a flagrant 2 on him. He cocked himself back. And,
Oh yeah, he threw his hand,
Yeah.
his left arm
Yeah,
back
I mean-
and smacked that guy like he ain't never been smacked before in
I
his
mean,
life.
So, I
So
mean, he might have hit the ground, but
So Atlanta and Cleveland's playing tonight. Houston has got to play another game, actually a couple more games, if they win tomorrow night. So they're playing tonight. They're playing tomorrow night at Golden State. They've got to win that game. If they win tomorrow night, then they'll be back in Houston
for
for
game
game
6,
6, and then back to Golden State
for game 7.
for game 7. I don't see them beating Golden State 2 games in a row.
It's one of those things. If everybody can be on their game,
Right?
they're hard to beat. I take it as them not being the toughest, but I mean they'll be good enough to where they can compete with Golden State to a point. But I think Golden State's going to pull it out. It'll be a closer game than it has been because Golden State's really took over them games.
Also, thanks to Matt Bowens here, the banquet for the Campbell County High School basketball team will be tomorrow at 3:30, along with David Graham sent me a text as well. Matt Housley sent me a text.
They're playing themselves in the scrimmage.
They are playing themselves in the
Yes.
scrimmage? Okay. The banquet is on for tomorrow at 3:30 at Rickard Ridge. Hope you can make it.
I'm going to do my best to be there.
Well, I hope so. I hope you represent as well. I personally cannot be there. I wish I could. Sorry, Coach, I apologize, but got to be out of town for tomorrow and Thursday. But anyway, the banquet's tomorrow at 3:30 at Rickard Ridge for the Campbell County High School basketball program. That's going to be a great thing. I probably should take the blame for this, but I don't have Coach Housley on enough, for one thing. I don't feel like that he's getting the support from the community like he should. That's another thing. I think he's holding the short end of the stick, which is a third thing. And I think when you're trying to put a basketball team together, you need everybody positive that you possibly can get to help you. And when I say help you, I don't mean come out and tell you what you need to do. I'm talking about support.
Yeah, it's different having 15 players compared to 50, what you do in football.
Well,
50
sure it
plus,
is.
so.
Exactly. I mean, let's look at Coach Price. They've got 70 plus football players every year. Before it was only 30. They've changed that, the mentality. Our mentality in basketball has been win, win, win. But then there's something happened. There's something, Coach Barry Jones, there's something happened. And I'm not saying Coach Barry Jones, something happened. He caused the downfall. I'm not saying that at all. But there was a stretch there that we went through a pretty rough time.
There was. And I mean, I follow basketball more than I do anything. And I'm a big supporter of football. I mean, Coach Price should know that. But I support Matt entirely, and I'll support him again this year. So
As well as will I.
Yeah.
So with that being said, go Campbell County Cougar basketball program. We'll also have some more information about Campbell County basketball program throughout the coming weeks. We'll also have Coach Housley call into the show, maybe come up, sit down with us and talk a little bit of roundtable before he gets hot and heavy into his June schedule. We'll have to wait and see. I'm a Cleveland fan. Cleveland and Golden State.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to pick them I'm going to pick Cleveland and Golden State in the finals. Now, Cleveland has an answer for Steph Curry.
And what's that?
Defense. Steph Curry will face the biggest defensive challenge. Now, you just mark it down what I'm telling you right here on WLAF. Steph Curry will face the biggest defensive challenge from the Cleveland Cavaliers as he's faced all year.
Have you seen what this kid has done to defenses?
I do.
All of his dribbling skills, and then just jack them up and they go swish.
I understand that.
I mean,
His dad was
there's only one person on that team that could really guard Stephen Curry, and that's J.R. Smith.
Okay.
People do not give J.R. Smith enough credit.
Right.
Now, Shumpert is a
But
great defensive
You
player.
got to give LeBron James a little bit of credit too, because he's
a monster defensive player.
I think he's the one that's bringing J.R. Smith to the level he's at.
He is. And Shumpert,
Yes.
he's a great defense. He's there for two-play defense. Cleveland's made him play his offense. So there's the issue. Kyrie Irving, he could play defense, but who knows how much. They predicted him to only play 25 minutes tonight. I don't know how much he's played so far. He's got to make sure that he's 100% healthy. Now, if he is,
if he's not 100% healthy, there's no way I put him on Stephen Curry.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, you can't put J.R. Smith on Stephen Curry and guarantee that J.R. Smith don't get angry and get a technical.
Right, or get some nonsense fouls, some emotional fouls.
You got Shumpert that's more of a shooting guard / small forward that's going to have to guard Thompson.
Right.
So there's your issue. Who do you put on who?
If you're Golden State, who do you put on? Who is the player that you put on LeBron James? You don't have any.
Harrison Barnes would be. I mean,
the closest that you would have would be Harrison Barnes.
That's Iguodala. He's guarded him in the past, so we're gonna have to see if that's
Has
gonna
Golden
happen.
State and Cleveland ever played?
Yeah, they played twice this year.
And who won?
I'm not 100%. I'll have to find out.
I wished I knew.
I can find out. I only got 5% battery, but I will find that out.
You're going to find out why he's looking for that, folks. I need to go over real quick the Athlon's top 25 teams, preseason top 25 teams. And this is a preseason poll, top 25 for college football. I've got to say that because we're talking about the NBA. As you can tell, we just bounce around a little bit of everything. Whatever kind of hits us, that's what we go with. Ohio State's number 1, Alabama 2, Baylor 3, which I don't think Baylor can live up to that status of being 3. Auburn's 4. I think Auburn will be in the top 2 or 3. I think Alabama and Auburn's going to be in the top 2 or 3 before it's over with. TCU is 5. USC, that's USC Trojans, not South Carolina, at 6. Michigan State number 7, Oregon number 8, Florida State number 9, Georgia is 10, which is a surprise to me.
Yeah. I really and truly thought Georgia would be maybe, 5 or up. I mean,
Really
Georgia, I believe Georgia's going to be
tough. You think they're
really
going to win
tough.
the East? You think Georgia will win the East?
That's my prediction.
Okay.
But you can't ever tell these days.
We got Ole Miss out of the West at number 11, Notre Dame at 12, Arizona State at 13, Clemson at 14, LSU, there's LSU, another team out of the West at 15, Arkansas, another team out of the West at 16, Oklahoma 17, Georgia Tech 18, Wisconsin 19, Texas A&M also out of the West, Mississippi State is also out of the West, so Texas and Mississippi State's 20 and 21. Tennessee finally out of the East is 22. UCLA's 23rd, Stanford 24th, and Boise State 25th. I don't know if I agree with that. I think Tennessee's better than the 22 ranked preseason, and that's just preseason though.
I didn't think they'd be in the top 25.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
Is it because you're a Florida fan, or you truly think, as a sports guy?
I did not think they'd be in the top 25 because the record from last year. I know they won their bowl game and everything, but you go look. I mean, Tennessee being right there at the top at 25, just making it in.
Yeah.
That's what I expected if they made it in.
Bottom of the ninth, there's one out. Chicago and Washington's tied up at 2. There's a runner on first, one out. Chicago's batting. That's awesome. All right. Now, who won between Sacramento?
They went 1-1.
Golden State.
They won at each other's home. So
Really?
Golden State won at home, Cleveland won at home.
What was the score of the Cleveland game at home?
110-99.
And what was the score of Golden State at home?
112-94.
Wow. So it's right there.
It is.
So apparently they've got somebody that can guard
It's
Steph Curry.
It's gonna
and they've
go
got
7
somebody that can
games.
guard. They've got somebody that can guard LeBron James. And
It's-
you think it's going to go 7 games?
it's going to go 7 games,
I would probably agree with that.
and you'll have. This is the way I see it. I see Golden State winning 1 at home, and Cleveland win 1 at their home. And same thing when they go to the 2 games at Cleveland. It is
You
so
think they'll split.
yeah, and then it'll matter what happens in
So
the next
it'll
games.
be 3-3 all.
And Game 7.
Game 7 is going to be the one. Do you think the NBA has the best playoff format?
No.
You don't?
No.
Why is that?
The way we'll just make it 2 teams. If Los Angeles had the best record overall and Golden State, where they're in the same, I guess you could say conference. But same area,
Western Conference?
the Pacific and the Western.
Okay.
If they had the second best overall, they still wouldn't get the 2nd seed. They'd drop down to 3,
I
which is
understand that.
horrible.
I agree with that. But I'm talking about the overall, once they match the teams up, do you think they have the best playoff format as far as the games?
Yes.
The best.
Well-
they play the best of 5.
No, it's 7 all the way.
It's 7 all the way.
Yeah, it used to be
5.
Yeah, and I think they need to go back to that.
I think
Playoffs.
the first round needs to be the 5.
I think first 2 rounds and have
Really?
your conference finals and your NBA finals be 7, and that's it. Be done with it.
We see now they're 7 all the way through.
Yes.
I think they
It
have.
plays too long.
Yeah, but look what you've got though. I mean, at any given time, any team can lose. but not everybody can beat the same team consistently night in and night out. You agree or disagree?
I agree. And what I like about the NBA playoffs though is if the number 1 seed wins and then number 5 seed wins, number 1 of course would play the higher seed of whatever's left. It just doesn't go what your bracket is. So that's what I do.
Chicago Cubs just beat the Washington Nationals in the bottom of the ninth with a walk-off, and the score is Chicago 3, Washington 2. That's awesome. You don't like Chicago? You're a Reds fan, though, right?
Exactly.
Well, look where they're at.
Yeah.
Chicago's second place. Where's the Reds? Fourth. How many teams in the Central? 5. They're almost at the bottom, brother.
Yeah, they have to be in the top 2.
Huh?
They have to get to the top 2.
They need to be at the very first position or in the wild card position. Of course, Miami's got to be the worst. Miami Marlins has got to be the worst major league organization ever. They fired their coach and they made the general manager the manager. The general manager as the manager of the team or the coach of the team. Then they sent out to have a meeting with the community, and they asked how many players would show up, and it was volunteer, and then one thing led to another. None of the players showed up. A bunch of fans were there, but none of the players showed up at all. I think it should have been mandatory. So now here you have a Major League Baseball program, a team in Miami, and they're playing, and they've got players that don't even want to go and set up and talk to the community. Let me just tell you, let me remind everybody of something. Here's the way it is. You are blessed to have the talent enough to put on that major league uniform and go out there and play day in and day out.
If you get paid over $1 million, you better show up.
Absolutely.
If you get paid over $100,000, you better show up.
Well, sure, I agree.
All them players don't deserve that money.
Well, they do in basketball.
They don't deserve that money.
Really?
No.
That's a lot of money, isn't it?
Baseball, football, no sports deserves millions and millions of dollars. You're just a normal human being that can play a sport better than another. I mean, a couple $100,000, okay, I could see that with any sport.
Well, you know, the collective bargaining agreement and things like that came about, and they seen all these teams was making all this money, and they wanted a bigger piece.
But you got Major League Baseball that don't have a salary cap.
Right. You're right.
Every other sport does.
Exactly. I agree. Folks, that is our show for Tuesday night. We certainly appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Also, this August, we'll have Cougar football. It will be live on Channel 12 every Friday night. Even the away games, you will be able to turn on Channel 12 and watch Campbell County football.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. For our executive producer, Miss Honeybee, my name is Les Martin.
Matt Bowens.
We want to thank you for joining us on WLAF Sports Network.
Listen up, Cougar fans, wherever you are. Birch Screen Printing in the heart of La Follette next to Big Creek is the place to go for all things Cougar. T-shirts, caps, jackets, and much more. If it's Cougars, it's at Birch Screen Printing. 423-562-3044. Need T-shirts or caps or polos for your business, special event, or church function? Birch is the business to call. Lettering, screen printing, and especially for all things Cougar. Birch Screen Printing in the heart of La Follette.
Hi, I'm Linda Kilgore. This is my 35th year with State Farm, my 25th year here in Campbell County. I'm not a high-pressure salesman. I like to just sit down with my customers and help them decide what's right for them. Thank you, and I hope to see you soon.
Now, talk a little bit about the personal trainers. How good are they down here?
They're very great. We love Howard. He's very good with people. He always has people in here. He's working with them really well. They're seeing results. He's one of the best that we have, I would say.
So now, would you guys recommend your friends to come to Castleton as opposed?